They are just performers in a light play, staged in the style Commedia dell'Arte. Sometimes, to financial concerns allay, the same actor performs more than one part. In this tale, the captain does double duty. Acting two parts does require more skill. But don't clap too hard, lest he get snooty. In Commedia, 'tis run of the mill. Around 1610 he left the town of Rome. His wife Isabel was less than amused. In The Twin Captains, a captain comes home. But which one is returned? All are confused. A wife versus two men born of the same mother. A damsel, a captain, and his twin brother. A damsel, a captain, and his twin brother, the captain and Isabel, start off wed. No doubt that the two loved one another. Yet one morn the captain jumps out of bed. Isabel, my dear, I must go find my twin. He's gone missing while off fighting the Turk. Where I should look? Don't know where to begin. But if I don't try, I'll feel like a jerk. With that the captain packed clothes in a case, took his sword and his cloak, kissed her goodbye. I'll search deserts, bogs, and even deep space. Should return in a year, unless I die. Isabel waits for a year and a day. A quick trip becomes a long time away. A quick trip becomes a long time away. 1 year turns into 2, 2 into 6. Too long since Isabel's gotten to play. She grows tired of not wetting her wick. Her neighbor Flaminio has a great man. Strong chin, broad shoulders, plenty of muscle. Isabel fantasizes a lustful plan to coax Horatio under her bustle. In the street, she drops her handkerchief, shows him some ankle when he picks it up. Of course, Flaminio is neither blind nor deaf. Won't stand for him filling Isabel's cup. Each hopes Horatio will forsake the other. Rivals for love resent one another. Rivals for love resent one another. Flaminio confronts her. You need to leave. Isabel threatens to stab or smother. In this war of love, there'll be no reprieve. Isabel's servant Columbine steps in, stands up for her master, causing a stir, shouts, Flaminio, you're ugly and too thin. That arrogant wench. Flaminio beats her. Love-crazed Isabel jumps into the fray, swings her milk can right at Flaminio's head. Horatio steps betwixt, saves the day. You ladies must stop, or one'll end up dead. The women all stomp from the marketplace. Horatio is his pick of girls to chase. Horatio is his pick of girls to chase. He needs Pedro for some quick consultation. Heads to Pedro's inn. He owns a nice place. Asks how he could reduce confrontation. Horatio, Pedro says, assessing the odds. Flaminio's cute, but Isabel's wealthy. You're a fine catch, better than the other clods. Pick the mate who'll keep you fat and healthy. Pedro, he responds, you make a good point. But Flaminio's the one I long to hug. Now Isabel's nose is all out of joint, and as you know, she can be quite a thug. Day after Horatio warned of danger, Pedro spies a mysterious stranger. Pedro spies a mysterious stranger who makes him shiver, goosebumps on his skin. He'd been out back preparing the manger. When he returned, the man was checking in. Rented a room, passed Scuddy to the clerk. He sounds like the captain, Smelled like him, too. Just come back home. Been off fighting the Turk. Pedro eavesdropped. Didn't know what to do. Doesn't bode well if the captain's in town. His jealousy puts Horatio at risk. Pedro inches close and pulls his cap down. With a broom he gives the inn's floor a whisk. Soon he gets near enough, nary a pace. An identity now confirmed by a face. An identity now confirmed by a face, Pedro runs off to inform his dear friend. If the captain suspects, finds any trace that Isabel's untrue, he'll meet his end. The captain's back in town, or so you say. That development is quite worrisome. But shouldn't he be with his wife, making hay? Why in the world to your inn did he come? Pedro can do no more than speculate. Maybe Isabel's admitted her lust. She's forsaken him for you, told him straight. And now your skull he's looking to bust. Though they tried to hide from that fearsome ranger, Columbine puts Horatio in danger. Columbine puts Horatio in danger, while the guy at the inn, if you couldn't guess, was not the captain, but just a stranger. The real captain's returned, nevertheless. Columbine spied him riding into the city, while still smarting from the beating she got. She's sure the soldier would show no pity. Tells the captain a lie to stir the pot. Sir, welcome home. I'm afraid I must share. In your absence, Isabel's met a boy. She's unfaithful. Had a torrid affair. He's livid. The servant chuckles with joy. While you wonder what's in Columbine's brain, Horatio warns Isabel to refrain. Horatio warns Isabel to refrain. Says this one-sided romance must conclude. The captain's both violent and insane. Safer if neither of us cross that dude. She says, what are you talking about? The captain hasn't been seen for 6 years. He couldn't hear us, even if we shout. Come inside, lift my skirt, look at my rear. He's back, at the inn, heard from a cleaner. Isabel is quite shocked to hear the news. If he's returned, why hasn't he seen her? Is he angry? Is he lost or confused? While she runs to the inn, starting to fret, Columbine's gossip is not done quite yet. Columbine's gossip is not done quite yet. Right up to Flamina's door she goes next. Just wanted to tell you before I forget. Just saw the captain. Seems awful vexed. Flamina dumps her chamber pot on the maid, but from her window she spies Isabel, walking quickly, as if on a crusade. Looks like she's headed straight for the hotel? She thinks, what if she professes her sin, and names Horatio as her paramour? That madman will pause his quest for his twin, and kill my love in a fit of rancor. To save her boyfriend, she runs down the lane. Flamina can't accept Horatio slain. Flamina can't accept Horatio slain. That means the captain can't ever find out that Isabel resolved not to abstain and sought to grab Horatio's lower snout. Horatio sees Flamina fly by, assumes she's still mad at her rival, but giving Isabel another black eye won't help ensure Horatio's survival. He runs after her to prevent a fight. Both of these maidens are known for thin skin. Paused a second when he realized with fright that Flamina just entered Pedro's inn. But back to that soon. We're not there just yet. Isabel comes with a plea and a threat. Isabel comes with a plea and a threat in the common room where he's drinking beers. He looks at her as if they've never met. She feels so betrayed, eyes welling with tears. "My husband," she cries, "I've ached for your touch." She slides her arm around his broad shoulders. "Oh, joy, you've returned to me as such. Let's go home so I can grab your boulders." He politely moves her hand from his breeches. Hurt, she strikes back in desperation. "Well then, I don't need you, nor your riches. I have a ratio for fornication." As his character she starts to critique, the real captain arrives and starts to speak. The real captain arrives and starts to speak, spies Isabel talking to a strange bloke. "I'm gonna end that little pipsqueak. I'll chop off his head with one single stroke." But wait, thinks the captain, could it be? My lost twin brother? After all this time? And Isabel, you've returned him to me. Must say, my love, you're a vision sublime. The captain merrily hugs his family. He forgets all about Columbine's rumor, buys the patrons drinks, shakes hands clammily, and the three spend the night in good humor. Others arrive as two captains do speak, uttering some ad-lib lines tongue-in-cheek. Flamina can't believe what she's seeing. Everyone is happy? No reason to freak? No concern about Horatio's well-being? "My boy," the captain says to stunned Horatio, "it's high time you married your fair lass." Isabel winks. "Captain, it's time to go." Leaving, he pinches his lusty wife's round ass. In the end, none were harmed, no one cheated. Sorry if that wasn't what you expected. Please don't blame the poet. It must be repeated. Scala wrote this play. I just directed. Curtain falls on this performance cliché. They are just performers in a light play.